Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, lottery players all over the country and all over the world. I had a very interesting phone call earlier today, and it was talking about losing streaks. Everybody always talk about winning streaks, but let's talk about losing streaks because in anything in business, you're going to have a trend where you're going to have prosperous days, and then you're going to have days where your business loses. Nothing is going to stay winning at 100% all the time. Nothing wins at 100% all the time. So, but when you have great data, you could try to move around some of the losses. When you have great information, it's just like riding the stock market trends. The stock market goes up, the Dow goes up, the Dow goes down, the stock market goes down. So nothing is anything different with the lottery as well. It has trends. So the call came in from Virginia today. I have split screens, so this way we can show you guys what's going on, and this way you can follow the loss patterns. This way you can follow the loss patterns. And see, somebody's trying to reach me, but we're going to keep this video going. I have to call you back, Gregory. And so here we go. We're going to go to be on the dashboard. To be on the dashboard. To be on the dashboard. So this is going to take me to the tracker boxes. This is going to take me to the tracker box. Okay. So over here, we're going to go to Virginia. We're going to stroll down. We're going to come to the map. We're going to go to Virginia. Okay. And we want to look at the loss pattern that he pointed out to me in a phone call earlier today. So we're going to stroll down here and we're going to come and pull the data up. And just like we're talking about their win patterns, there can also be loss patterns. And we want to talk about how you maneuver around win and loss patterns. So let's see here. Let's see if we can slide this over. So this way we can see that the loss patterns. So in the month of June 26th, you can see all of that in black. Those are loss patterns. And I'm trying to blow this up. Let's do this like that. Okay. So here's your loss patterns. You see this? So we had a winning pattern right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 days in a row. Then you had 3 losses here, then more wins here, a couple of losses there. Then you had a losing streak from June 26th. Now, what can be done, people, and keep in mind, any 3 digits you add into the system still functions at 90% return ratio, at a 90% return ratio. But I want to try to avoid some of the loss patterns. This is why good data matters, because I can see that there's a losing streak that I want to skirt around or avoid. I can do it 2 ways. I could just simply not play. I see 2 or 3 losses in a row. I can say, okay, pause. What about the evening drawing? Is the evening drawing winning? Okay, let's go to the evening instead. So I could do that. That's the first option. I can pause and wait till a winning streak to pick back up. Or if I still want to play and I want to play through the losing streak, watch this. So right here we have what 1 7 we have triple sevens. Okay, it was a loss. Okay, the next day instead of putting in 7 7 7, okay, I would have put in. Then you had what? Let's see where we at. You had a loss right here with the 830. Okay, so now this is what we're talking about. So right here, when the 830 loss, okay, instead of putting in 830, I drop down and put the sevens back in. Let's demonstrate that. Keep in mind, those were triple sevens, so you could have did one or two things. You could have left all the sevens like they were, or we could have mirrored some of the numbers. Let's mirror one of them. So now we got 727 get winning digits, and guess what's going to happen? We're going to pick up a win with 197. You see this? 197. Here's your win in green. Okay, then the next day, let's clear this out so this way you guys can follow. So the 197 is a win by manually manipulating the information. So then the next day, instead of putting in 197, I drop down and I put in what? The 830. Okay, and then the 830, if I played my double pairs, gave me the win with 288. So let's do that. 830 short doubles, and let's go and see what happens. We should have the 288 in the super hot box. 288. See that? Hot box. 882. Let's look at another one. Okay, still a loss on paper. So instead of putting in 288, what did I do? I dropped down and I put the 197. Keep in mind, it's still 90%. So 197 got me the, what, 776. Let's look at it. 197, short doubles. Short doubles means one of the digits have to repeat. So we got what, 776. Let's find that 776. Hot box, green. Let's look at another one. You see how I'm just altering? I'm staying away from the losses by simply putting in the prior number into the algorithm. So now we had the 776 hit. So instead of punching in 776, I drop down and I'm going to put in the 288. And let's go 288. You can go 288 or 283. Let's go 288 as the example again. Get winning digits. And now we have what the winning number is, 893. Let's go find that 893. It's in the super hot box right here. So all I did was to stay away from the losses because I can see the losing streak. Instead of putting in this number, I just dropped down to the day before and put in the number from the day before. Keep in mind, it's still 90% if it's three different numbers and 60% chance of a return digit with having two like numbers like that 288. So the win streak is there, even though we're recording a loss because we cannot write code on top of code. And the winning streak continues. You see this right here? 550 was a loss. And instead of putting in the 550, I stuck in what? The 288, and I got the what? 972. You see that? Let's keep it one more. Because here, the 972 was a loss. I dropped down and put the 550, and the 116 still gave me a loss. So this is still a loss. Then when I got to the 116, instead of putting in 116, I dropped down, I put in the 972, and this gave me a win with the 274. So that's another way where you can kind of work around the loss patterns whenever they do occur. So 972, let's demonstrate that last one. 972, get winning digits. And what do we have? The winning number was 274. And there's the 274 right here, 724. That's another way to get around loss patterns. Now, that example can be utilized in any state for pick 3 as well as the pick four games. So if there's a loss in the pick four pattern, you can easily skirt around it. Let's see if we can find some with pick four Virginia where you can find the same outcome. So now we're changing the platform over to pick four. And let's see if we can find a losing streak in the pick four game where we have the same demonstration with pulling in the prior number from the loss. Okay, so here we have one right here. You have a what? A loss. You see this? There's a loss. So instead of putting these numbers in, guess what? Drop down, put the 0276. Guess what? There's the win with the 9061. Why? Because the 6 and the 0 return. You see that? You see that? That's when you find loss patterns. Now this was a loss, but it came right back to a win. So you could choose to do that, especially if there are long losing streaks. You know, if they're sporadic like this in between, you can kind of do the martingale. But when you have long losing streaks, pick four, they're a little bit more difficult to find long losing streaks. But when you do, you can easily do that. Okay, here's some right here. So you got 4 days in a row. So we have what? 8853 loss, which means I ought to drop down here to 044 and still would have lost right there. And then this was a loss, 2671 loss. I'd have dropped down and got to 8853 and would have went right back to what? A win with the 3. Okay, so the 4593 showed up as a loss. So I would have dropped down and got to what? 2671 and came right back with the win, with the 6187 being that the 6 and the 7 and the 1 repeated. You see that? So this is an easy way where you can kind of skirt around win-loss patterns, especially the loss patterns, when you see them where they have consecutive losses. Consecutive losses. So I just demonstrated what you can do for pick four or pick three, or you can do what? Stay away from the losses. If this was going on in the evening and this was winning in the midday, then I'm going to put all my efforts on the midday. This is what having great data means. You could see the curve. You could see the storm. And when the storm comes, just like an airplane, it flies over it or around it, just like a ship. It goes around it. If they know the storm is coming, they can see it on the radar, they go around the storm. They get out of the way of the storm. So that's a great way where you could look at the loss patterns and how to stay away from loss patterns. This is Rodney. Hope this video helped. You guys stay safe, be blessed, and have a